So what's happening in the end in practice? Integration is becoming a control plane for these intelligent agents. So that you're balancing between autonomy on the one side with governance on the other side. And that's what's allow enterprises in the end to scale AI safely. So moving away from experimental pilots into an actually trusted enterprise-grade intelligent process that can run in production. And it also changes how we think about modernization. It's not just about upgrading your technology stack anymore. It's about building a foundation where AI-driven automation and human oversight can work together. And that's the real transformation that is happening.
Namaste and welcome to the another episode of the year 2026. On behalf of the whole SAP family, I would like to thank you for tuning in. It's been a few months since we have talked, and a lot has changed since then. Many things are still shaping up. While we try to find answers to some key questions, let's take this episode as an opportunity to answer one such question about enterprises and business applications within the boundaries of SAP BTP, and that is whether your enterprise and business apps are ready for what's coming next. This becomes a crucial question with the evolving integration landscapes shaped by cloud, hybrid, edge, and multi-cloud environments. And we have just the right set of experts to give you their thoughts and inputs on this. So stay tuned with us. In this episode, we would start with what's new from SAP BTP and its services, then deep dive into a discussion with the experts on how you can make your enterprise and business applications AI and future ready, followed by some of the items that are on the horizon from SAP BTP. Starting with the What's New section, Joule application has been migrated to SAP Identity Authentication Services and supports IaaS multi-tenancy in addition to XSUAA. SAML trusted IDPs for Joule will be supported for a short period, after which the trust configuration of type OpenID Connect will be required. If you are using SAML trusted IDPs for Joule, you need to change the SAML trust configuration to an OIDC configuration. Please note that no action is needed if you are using an OIDC trust setup for Joule. From the SAP AI Launchpad side of the house, the connection creation in workspaces through X.509 certificates is also now supported. Now, when you are working with SAP BTP and its services and planning to do a maturity assessment for your landscapes, there are cool new enhancements made, such as collaboration with your peers, saving your progress, and rerun to your assessments at any time. Invite colleagues to review or edit, and keep all decisions in one place are now made available to you. These users can now create and save multiple SAP BTP maturity assessments to revisit and refine their results. Log in to SAP Discovery Center to check these features and quickly do a maturity assessment. These were just few selections from the list of items that are new to SAP BTP and its services. To know more, take a look at the links mentioned in the show notes. Now moving to the section where we invite guests to discuss on some selected topics, and this time we will deep dive into the evolving integration landscapes shaped by cloud, hybrid, edge, and multi-cloud, and why integration has become mission critical for modern enterprises. Additionally, debunking some common myths and advice for customers who are just starting their modernization journey. And for that, we have set of leaders whom many of you already know, and they need less of an introduction. Let me introduce Achim Kraiss, who is a Senior Vice President and Chief Product Officer for SAP Integration Suite, and Dr. Markus Winter, who is Vice President and Head of Product Management for Integration Suite. Welcome, Achim and Markus, to our episode of Unlocking SAP BTP. For our new viewers, can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Thanks, Gaurav. My name is Achim Kraiss. Like you said, I'm the Senior Vice President and the Chief Product Officer for SAP Integration Suite for SAP Strategic Integration Platform, right? And I'm also heading the engineering for Integration Suite, also for PIPO, and also a couple of other integration services on BTP. Happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm Markus Winter. I recently joined the Integration Suite team. Very happy to be here. And I'm heading our product management unit, which is part of Achim's entire Integration Suite unit within BTP.
Thanks, Achim and Markus, and the pleasure is all ours. Whenever we invite experts in our podcast, we play a small fun game with them. Do you want to give it a try?
Oh, let's see.
Okay. So the game is you give me 2 or 3 words. Could be something that you see right now. And I will create a joke with them. Okay. If you laugh, I win. And if you don't, you win and I can put my generative AI tool on a learning assignment. So are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
3 words.
Mm-hmm.
Should I get started?
Please.
Well, integration,
Okay.
AI, and business process. I'm sure this will challenge you.
Yeah, indeed. Business process. Let's see how up to date is my generative AI tool. Okay, it's thinking. Okay, so I have the first one. So it goes like this. Our business process was so inefficient that when we added AI integration, the AI asked if it should automate the workflow or just file for emotional support.
Okay.
Okay, not bad, I would say. Great. Then I think there is some learning scope for my AI assistant tool. Okay. So, listeners, if the word matched to what you also see or what you also thought, give us a shout out on our social media channels. And if you can find a better joke, also post that. Our social media handles are in the show notes. Now we resume back to the topic for which we invited our guests to the talk and discuss about, is your enterprise ready for the future? Achim, Markus, we are seeing a rise in cloud, on-premise, hybrid, edge, and multi-cloud environments in the customers and partners landscapes. From your point of view, how can businesses effectively integrate systems across these complex landscapes? And most importantly, why is integration so vital for enterprises today? If you can please shed some light on that.
Yeah, maybe let me get started. And this is a really great question. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this level of complexity is exactly what many enterprises are struggling with today, right? I mean, most organizations are operating across a combination of cloud, of on-premise, of hybrid, even edge. You want to integrate with the factory, with systems in the shop floor, and multi-cloud environments, right? That have evolved over time, right? So there's also a lot of technical depth, which still needs to be integrated, and it doesn't stop, right? It continues to also evolve in future. And to integrate effectively in this landscape, businesses need a unified integration platform, right? A platform which basically can connect everything. It can connect applications, data via APIs, modern APIs, but also still our classic and well-established interfaces, events, and now even AI systems, right? So even LLMs to be integrated and AI agents, right? And all this in a consistent, scalable way and without falling into what we call the point-to-point integration chaos, right? Where all these systems integrate and communicate directly with each other, and you can imagine how complex this can become, right? You will not be able anymore to manage all this. And besides a unified integration platform, it also requires applying methodologies, an API first and event driven integration approach. It requires strong central governance to avoid chaos, and it also provides or requires reusable integration assets, right? To also keep it cost effective. Maybe to address your second question, I mean, integration is critical because it underpins a connected enterprise. And without robust integration, data remains siloed, business processes run fragmented across systems, and AI initiatives, and this is also what we observe and what we also get confirmed from analysts, AI initiatives struggle due to poor data quality and also missing or outdated process context. And with an enterprise-wide modern platform like SAP Integration Suite, integration evolves from a pure basic technical wiring exercise into really a strategic capability, right? And this is also what our customers are realizing, because it enables end-to-end processes, it enables real-time engagement and transparency and visibility into what's happening on your systems. It enables faster innovation because you can more easily also integrate new systems or off-board legacy systems, and overall the agility in organizations to stay competitive in an upcoming AI-driven and very fast-moving world, right? So net integration becomes key for AI readiness in the end.
Cool. Thanks, Achim, for beautifully articulating that and setting up the context so well. Before I move on to the next question, I want to congratulate you, Achim and Markus, and the whole team behind the scenes. And because of your efforts, SAP Integration Suite has been recognized again as a leader for the 6th consecutive time by the market. And this is a big achievement. So kudos to that. What do you see as the key strengths that, continue to set it apart?
Yeah, we are really thrilled about that Gartner recognition. And honestly, it's a testament to the incredible work our teams have put in over these 6 years now. They've built something really sophisticated, and it's great to see that gets validated and recognized year after year. So what's really setting us apart? I would say it comes down to a few things. First of all, businesses today are drowning in complexity. They've got applications everywhere. Achim explained it also just earlier. Data scattered across cloud and on-premise systems, APIs, events, business-to-business partners. What SAP Integration Suite does, it brings all of that together on a single unified integration platform. So you're not stitching together a couple of different tools anymore. That alone cuts down so much operational overhead. But there's one thing that I really think that matters. We've made it fast to implement. So we really want to help customers with pre-built content, best practices that are baked in the product, low-code tools. So customers aren't building everything from scratch. And that, of course, translates then to a faster time to value and to lower costs in the end. And that's a huge benefit for our customers. And beyond just speed and the efficiency that they gain, we are helping them, of course, with governance and the security piece, which is, frankly speaking, really critical as these integration landscapes grow and scale. So end-to-end monitoring, visibility, control, you need all of that when you're managing enterprise-grade workloads. And this is now where it becomes exciting. What is coming next? With AI and agentic workflows now becoming more and more mainstream, also integration is evolving. So we are moving towards an intelligent form of integration, where real-time data, event-driven architectures, AI capabilities all work together seamlessly. Which means in the end, businesses can run truly end-to-end processes, get better insights, and fuel their AI initiatives with the required trust and quality data. So in the end, I would say our key strengths are baked by a solid AI strategy, a clear product vision, and most importantly, the deep customer trust that we have built over these years, and that's what keeps us leading.
Rightly said, Markus, and I think you have hit the chord over there. Pre-built integration content backed by a strong AI strategy and deep customer trust are indeed an USP for Integration Suite. So thanks. Uh, that's a perfect segue to my next question. Uh, how is AI changing the integration challenges, and what's the role of this integration platform, if you can talk about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so AI is really changing the game here. And it's not just about feeding data to AI anymore. We are seeing now AI agents actually becoming active participants in your integration landscape. They're not just consuming information, they're triggering processes, they're calling APIs, they're collaborating across your systems. And that's a fundamentally different thing. And with this shift come some really important challenges that integration has to solve. And thinking about that, I would break it down into three things. The first one is guardrailing, then empowerment, and in the end, transparency. And when we start with guardrailing, when you have agents taking autonomous actions across your enterprise, you need some guardrails, right? You have to make sure that they are operating within defined boundaries. And that means enforcing security, identity, access controls, policies. So really making sure that these agents are only doing what they're actually authorized to do. You can't just let them run wild in your enterprise. And then there's empowerment. And here's the flip side of that. Because in the end, agents need real access to your enterprise capabilities. Otherwise, they could not work. And in the end, they need reliable APIs, events, business processes, so they can actually interact with your systems of record and deliver value. So a modern integration foundation has to empower these agents with reusable, robust integrations that they can count on. And the third part is transparency. So when an agent acts, and they're doing something in your enterprise, you need to know what happened. Who did it, when, and why. So that translates into observability, monitoring, auditability. It's critical for building the trust, ensuring compliance, and honestly, continuously improving how your agents behave. And so what's happening in the end in practice? Integration is becoming a control plane for these intelligent agents. So that you're balancing between autonomy on the one side with governance on the other side. And that's what's allow enterprises in the end to scale AI safely. So moving away from experimental pilots into an actually trusted enterprise-grade intelligent process that can run in production. And it also changes how we think about modernization. It's not just about upgrading your technology stack anymore. It's about building a foundation where AI-driven automation and human oversight can work together. And that's the real transformation that is happening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Markus, for breaking down into three sections: guardrailing, empowerment, and transparency, and how crucial they are to provide a platform where AI and humans, work together. Achim, I would like to, lean upon your expertise, and Markus also touched upon modernization and consolidation as a foundation for agentic integration. What are your thoughts about businesses that are just starting their journey towards modernizing their integration strategies, and what would be your advice to them?
Well, for organizations beginning their modernization journey, and especially those transitioning from the PIPO, right? So our NetWeaver based on-premise middleware, which still has thousands of customers. And for those transitioning to the cloud, or customers, and you mentioned it, who are consolidating their complex integration landscapes, of course, it's essential to balance on one side safeguarding the investments they have made in the past, right, with strategic foresight and also modernization, right, for future proofness and for being prepared now for the AI world, and also for being prepared for agility and being prepared for integrating whatever comes next. And with PO maintenance ending in 2027, so standard maintenance and extended maintenance available only until 2030, there is a clear but limited window now really to act thoughtfully, right? So first of all, we recommend to start with a holistic assessment of your current landscape. Identify bottlenecks, identify redundancies and areas where modernization will deliver tangible value. Avoid the temptation, and I mean, we see this also here and there, that there is an initial desire to transform everything as is, right? And everything at once. This is what we are not recommending. Instead, start early with initial focus on rather low impact or non-critical business processes where you can test, learn, and then also create momentum. Modernization, of course, should be value-driven, right? Prioritize processes where change creates also measurable business benefits, not just do a technical upgrade. And for example, typically customer experience, CX, and also HCM processes can benefit from event-driven integration, right? To get real-time engagement qualities also into the business processes, and also API-led integration approaches give you better security, better reliability, and also flexibility for upcoming back-end changes. Then Markus mentioned also business content. So of course, we recommend to replace bespoke integrations with business content delivered and maintained by SAP and partners to save costs and also to be clean core compliant, right? This is also an important dimension to be considered. And these modernizations then lead to business value and also to being prepared for future changes. A pure lift and shift approach should be avoided because it often transfers basically the existing inefficiency and also the operational risks you are having into a new environment without real improvement. And now, with AI agents becoming active participants in business processes, also what Markus had mentioned, it becomes critical really to ensure that these agents operate on enterprise systems in a secure, governed, and auditable manner, right? So these quality, security, governance get even more into the focus. And SAP Integration Suite enables this. For example, by allowing organizations to expose enterprise services and APIs now also via the MCP, the Model Context Protocol, for consumption by agents, allowing AI agents then in the end to interact with your enterprise systems through standardized and governed interfaces. And we are leveraging also our monitoring and analytics capabilities to give transparency to our customers, how now agents are basically accessing your data and also operating on your landscape. And that's one of the big values we bring into the game. So in essence, we want to help our customers to make their landscapes ready for AI-driven business process execution with fast time to value and not falling behind or being disrupted by the new technology, right? So we want to really help our customers to evolve their landscape and make it AI ready.
Wonderful. Thanks, Achim, for mentioning that and also talking about the timelines. I'm sure this would be very helpful for our customers and partners out there. And listeners, you heard it right. Modernization should be value driven. Start small and then scale. Yeah. Now let's dive deeper into the agentic integration. And Marcus, according to you, what does an intelligent integration actually mean in practice? If you can talk about that.
Yeah. So intelligent integration, let me break that down, what it actually looks like in the real world. So basically, we are applying AI across the entire integration lifecycle. It's not just one thing, one feature here and there, it's everywhere. The goal is to make developers more productive and help operations run smoother. And when we look at the developer, we have dual. which is our embedded AI assistant. So think of it as having a really smart teammate sitting next to you all the time. And this Joule can help developers and admins with integration tasks. It gives you intelligent recommendations. It automates the routine stuff that you don't really want to do manually anymore. And honestly, that cuts down complexity and speeds up development significantly.
Yeah.
And after that, on the operation side, it's a bit different. We are using AI to do things like anomaly detection, API traffic prediction. So instead of start reacting when something breaks, you can actually detect and spot issues very early on. So you can anticipate traffic spikes before they are happening. And this really helps our customers because they are moving from, oh no, something's wrong, to, hey, we saw this coming. And that's really a huge shift from reactive to being a lot more proactive in operating these huge landscapes. And then, of course, we have things like script optimization, configuration agents that automatically optimize the performance and enforce best practices when building your own integration content, so you're not manually tuning everything anymore. And when we put all that together, this is intelligent integration, and it means that the platform isn't just a dumb connector anymore. It learns, it assists, it continuously optimizes itself, and AI becomes your trusted co-pilot. It helps you run your integrations way more efficiently right now, but it's also setting you up for what is coming next, and where agents become more autonomous and then drive integration workflows on their own.
True. Thanks, August, for putting it that way. And I'm sure that with these AI offerings embedded within the platform, our integration specialists can accelerate the design and development of integration scenarios for their customers. And colleagues, if you want to read more about these features, please refer the links mentioned in the show notes. Now, before I let you guys go, my last question. What's the biggest myth about integration that you would like to, debunk today for our listeners?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there is one myth which immediately comes into my mind, right? And that's the myth of integration will become simpler over time and eventually integration platforms become obsolete, right? I mean, we saw this happening, for example, when the cloud strategy was coming up, right, where there was an assumption that, with cloud integration will actually become obsolete. But we can see that in reality, the opposite is true, right? Because IT landscapes continue to be heterogeneous. I mean, customers always need to integrate SAP with non-SAP and to be hybrid, right? I mean, still customers also strategically use on-premise, use sovereign cloud, use their private environments for compliance reasons, right? And the integration patterns to be supported is actually increasing. And in the end, there is always existing systems to be integrated with new systems, with new innovations, and the innovation pace we see is really challenging. And without a modern, unified integration platform, adding these innovations quickly results in silos and growing technical debt and leading to increasing cost, increasing risk, and in the end also a competitive disadvantage, right? So, and with AI and AI agents and, potentially hundreds or thousands of AI agents operating in our customer landscapes, the importance of an integration platform is even getting higher, right?
True.
I'm sure Markus has his own myth.
Yeah, I really like that question. Well, the biggest myth, I would second what Achim said. People think of integration platforms are going to become less relevant in an AI-driven world, and honestly, I think it's the complete opposite. Let me try to talk here in an analogy and think about what's happening with cars right now. A few years ago, and even still today, cars were and are designed around the human driver, right? But now with driver assistant and autonomous capabilities coming in, the whole design philosophy for cars, for transportation is shifting for the car of the not too distant future. And it's becoming a lot more passenger centric, more automated. But here's the thing, that shift doesn't make the underlying systems less important. If anything, I think it makes them even more critical. They need to be more reliable, more intelligent. So you need those systems really to be bulletproof when you are not driving on your own anymore. And it's the exact same thing with integration. Platforms aren't going away, they're actually evolving. And in the past, you had your IPaaS tools and humans were sitting there using the UI, orchestrating things manually. Now in the agentic world, those same platforms become the backbone that AI agents depend on. So agents are calling APIs, they are executing processes, they are orchestrating workflows autonomously, but they're doing it through the integration platform. So if anything, integration platforms are becoming more essential, not less. And you need to be them even smarter, more reliable, because now you've got autonomous agents depending on them 24/7. It's not about humans and UI anymore. It's about really being the trusted infrastructure that powers your entire AI-driven operation.
Yeah, I mean, this shift in the end increases the importance of integration in three ways, I would say. I mean, IPaaS provides the governed and secure backbone that agents depend on. It enables the scalability, right? And the number of automated interaction grows exponentially. And this shows how important also managing scalability is. And then in the end, they add the support of emerging integration patterns driven by AI events and real-time decision making, right?
True, and very rightly put. This is great. And I'm sure, Achim and Marcus, that with these inputs from both of you, our listeners must have definitely gained knowledge and understood the evolving integration landscapes where, SAP Integration Suite is helping organizations simplify complexity, obviously powered by AI in enabling intelligent and agentic integration. I know it was very challenging to find out time from your daily commitments. So, on behalf of all our listeners, thank you so much to both of you and to your team who made this happen. And we would like to thank you all from bottom of our hearts for taking out time from your schedule and getting along with our listeners. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Great. Thanks. I would also like to highlight to our listeners that if you have any further pressing questions around this topic of Integration Suite, please refer the show notes where we have given some important links to help you get started. You can also give us a shout out on our social media channels. Plus, you can also drop us an email at platformtalks@sap.com. For the third section in today's episode, let's hear about some items that are on the horizon that will help your businesses run better with intelligence and sustainability at heart. We are bringing SAP Sapphire to you, where you can join SAP leaders like us, industry experts, and peers to unbox SAP's bold new AI vision and a reimagined Joule experience. So don't wait any further. We have the agenda lined up with the speakers tagged. So please go ahead and check out the links in the show notes to register yourself. Secondly, from the ABAP AI skills side of the house, new side-by-side services will be available. This will enable ABAP AI capabilities for SAP BTP environment, SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition, and Private Edition. You will be then able to dispatch requests for SAP Joule for developers and SAP Joule for consultants. The goal here is to improve transparency through central license checking, metering, logging, and allowing flexible enablement of ABAP AI capabilities for all major versions of SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Thirdly, with this new capability in SAP Joule for consultants, it will enable SAP customers to utilize their own SAP-related documentation and content as an additional knowledge source for end users of SAP Joule for consultants. The benefits, once this is released, would be to provide personalized, system-specific answers aligned to your unique configurations and terminologies, reducing time spent searching for information with context-aware responses, support custom processes and extensions, and many more. There are more such items on the roadmap, and all these items that we discussed are planned for Q2 2026 release. Also, very important point, you should know that all these forward-looking statements are subject to various risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially from expectations. So you are advised to not to place undue reliance on these forward-looking statements, which speak only as of their dates. Yeah, and they should not be relied upon in making purchasing decisions. To know more about such roadmap items, please refer our show notes. I also wanted to highlight that we are rolling out multiple learning and enablement opportunities with one goal, and that is to help you and your businesses to be future ready. And for that, we have SAP BTP InnoBytes, SAP BTP Garage, both in virtual formats, and then also in person mode with hands-on excellence workshop program for partners, where we bring in content experts and their knowledge directly to you and in person. So please check events tab in SAP Discovery Center to register yourself. And I would like to repeat again that we are just few weeks away from our signature events such as SAP Sapphire, where you can join business leaders and decision makers to learn about SAP's strategic vision, upcoming innovations, and industry leading solutions in action. So don't wait and register yourself. As I mentioned, links are in the show notes. I would also like to take a moment and thank Niklas Zima, my co-host, who many of you have heard and seen. He has moved to a new role, taking on other responsibilities within SAP, so he's not that far from us. I'm sure you would have enjoyed listening him. So please send him your regards in the comment section below. What this means? That we would have a new co-host. And to meet the person, you have to tune in to our next episode for the meet and greet. So stay tuned for that. That concludes our episode for today. I would really like to thank you again for tuning in and staying till the very end. If you were listening to us for the first time and there were concepts, terms like OpenID Connect, X.509 certificates, MCP that were not clear to you, please let us know on our social media channels or drop us an email at platformtalks@sap.com so that we can help you understand them. Plus, we are always ears to your feedback. So let us know what you liked, what you didn't, and most importantly, what you wish for in the next podcast. Sharing is caring. If you agree to that, please share the podcast with your tech friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave a rating and review. You can listen to this podcast on other mediums like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, to name a few. With that, I was your host, Gaurav Dey, aka G, reporting and recording from Bangalore, India. Talk to you in the next episode. Until then, please remember that we are all in this together. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. Cheers.